Get ready with me for a baby shower. I have a question for my sisters in Christ, or even my brothers. For couples who are like obviously different steps in their walk, like one being more ahead of the other. I was talking to my grandma about this and I wanted to ask y'all like for advice on this because I feel like it's something I'm struggling with right now. If you follow me for a while, you know last year I read the entire Bible. This year I'm reading it with my husband. And since I've already read it, I already know it's the greatest book of all time. It's like there's so many amazing stories in it and lessons and everything, but there is things in it or parts in it that are slower than the others. And we started in the Old Testament, and the reading plan around this time kind of like flip-flops back and forth. But when we're in the Old Testament, in the beginning, if you've read the Bible, you know it's like a lot of the slower parts, like the census, the genealogy, the sacrifices, and the tabernacle, the way they build it. It talks about how to build it and stuff like that, and that goes on for chapters. So how do you not stay hyper focused on what they're learning? Like, what am I trying to say? Like while I'm reading, I'm so focused on if he's learning something that I feel like I'm not relearning things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, let's get past this slow part because it gets so good and you just want to tell him what happens. But you can't. Or not even just reading the Bible, but at church too. Like if I feel like the message isn't as interesting or he may not understand, I'm like, like is he learning? Does he think this is boring? Is he not gonna want to come back? Because he doesn't understand it, or this is boring to him. Like I'm so hyper focused on him that I feel like I'm not focused on what I could be getting from the message, or like, oh, is he learning something? Is he getting something from this? So I'm not focused on what I'm getting from it. Does that make sense? Does anyone else struggle with this? I was telling my grandma about this, like when you are more ahead and you want them to, I guess, match that feeling of like how good Jesus is in your life, and you're like, I want you to experience this. So he's doing all the things. He's amazing. He's done so good at his walk, but it's just like, I just want you to get everything that I got by reading the Bible. And there is slow parts. Anyone who's read the Bible through, there is definitely slow parts that aren't as interesting. But it's like, I just want, like, get past this. I promise it gets better, you know? Like the New Testament, he actually, like, I could tell he really enjoys. Because it's like not as slow. It's not like repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Because we just finished Deuteronomy, however you say that word. So it's like, it's not as, it's right before they go into the promised land. So it's, you know, it's like kind of repetitive of Moses talking to the Israelites and all the rules and all the things like that. And I just can see him kind of just like he gets distracted very easily. And I'm like, no, like pay attention. Like this is gonna come to play later. Like it might seem boring right now, but it's going to come together. I promise. So how do you not stay hyper focused on your partner who's like trying to get better at their walk or learn, you know? How do you stop doing that? Please, someone, what do y'all do if you're like further ahead of your partner spiritually? Because I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to hyper focus on him, because then I feel like I'm not able to focus on what I'm learning again. Or like I can't enjoy church as well because I'm like making sure he is enjoying it, you know? And I feel like other people do this, because I was talking to my grandma about this and she's like, she does this with my grandpa. And it's something she struggles with too, or even just friends who come to her church. She says, like, she's like, oh, if it's like not the main pastor, it's like a guest pastor, like the associate pastor, she does this. And she's like, oh, like you aren't going to experience my church fully like how I get to experience my church. So it's something I've been struggling with. I want to get better and not focusing on him and continue to focus on me, but also be able to teach him and educate him at the same time. So like I not just like leaving him on his own, but like also able to do both, like synchronized. But besides that, I'm very proud of him for even trying to be involved in church and with me and reading. He does, sometimes he holds me accountable to read, even though sometimes he falls asleep, like before we get to read that day. But we always play catch up. We have every day of reading, and then we have one day break. That's the way the study I'm doing this time. It's like 6 days on and then 1 day of playing catch up. So if we miss a day, it's okay. Like on the day of catch up, you could just catch up on your reading, which is like actually beneficial, because if we forget, like last night we forgot. So today we'll have to read 2 days in one. But that's okay, because just more, because it always stops at like a great part. And because I know what's happening, I'm excited. So we start Joshua today, actually. We finished Deuteronomy, yes, 2 days ago, not last night, the night before last night. So we're on Joshua now, which I'm excited because Moses is just about to die. Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell y'all just in case y'all want to go read. But that's not exciting, but it gets good like right now. So we're past all kind of the slower parts. So I think Travis is going to be more in tune with all of it. But anyways, it doesn't mean that I think that like I'm better than him or anything like that. I just know that I started my journey earlier than him. So I'm further along, I would say, than him. And that's okay. He's learning, and as long as he's trying, that's all I ask. He doesn't curse anymore. That's something I'm like super proud of him, because he struggled. Even when I stopped, he like was like, I don't know how I'm going to stop. Especially like the N-word. You know, that's like was embedded in his vocabulary. And he stopped that. That was like, he doesn't curse for months now. Like he stopped this like months ago, but I'm just updating y'all. And that was something I was super proud of him for, because that, I think he didn't even believe in himself that he could stop, especially in like football. You know, like the locker room talk. That's how they talk. In football, everyone talks trash, sports in general. And he did it, so I'm proud of him. I would just tell him like every day before he left, I was like, be a leader today, be a leader today. Because it's just like, if you lead by example, you might teach somebody else that, you know, you don't need to, you can get the same thing across by not cursing, you know what I'm saying? Like when people are like, it's effing hot, it's hot. That's all you have to say. Why are you adding extra words? Even me, when I look back at videos or like see old clips of me or something of like me cursing, I cringe so hard. I just reposted something about this on TikTok. Like when I hear myself cursing, I'm like, or like even people curse around me, I'm like, wow, you could have said that exact same sentence without any curse words. But I don't judge people for cursing. I'm just like, that was my conviction really early. And it's not everyone else's, but I try to help people. I like make little comments. I'm like, you don't have to say that. But around my son, I'm strict about the no cursing, because he doesn't need to hear that. Even though sometimes people slip up, which is okay. That's normal. He's going to hear it in everyday life. But I just want to teach him that you don't have to do that. You can talk normally. I switched to both brown eyelashes and brown mascara, and it just looks so much cleaner to me. Like even on my lower lashes, the brown mascara, I just feel like it looks like my natural lashes, just with like a clear gel over it to make them like pop. And I've been loving it. So if you have like brown eyelashes or like hair, switch to brown. I just feel like it looks so much more natural than black. It doesn't make your eyes look so dramatic. I've been obsessed with my brown lashes and brown mascara. Put this on. Yep, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.